wonder what happened if Sims became polygamous.
Now, before we get into this week's episode, I just thought I'd do a little recap of last week. Last week, Bam Bam, our eldest son and resident ladies man, successfully woohooed with our new Sims character to merge on the lot. This saucy little lady, Satil, a gathering queen some might say, and a bit of a runaround Sue others might add. And this sad little fellow here, well, he's the youngest and perhaps the most naive of the brothers. Now you see, the problem is that Pebbles also woohooed with Satil, but unlike his brother, he took the cheating to heart. And now this is where we might have a slight itsy-bitsy problem. Satil may be pregnant. So is it too late for the two to make amends? And will it become the child if he is the father? But with that out of the way, let's jump into some gameplay. Alright, so this is Opal. She comes initially from what I imagine the north. I like to imagine her to be some sort of desert tribe that mostly hunts small game prey and animals, lizards, reptiles, birds, and that's why she doesn't have a lot of fishing skills. But I imagine in last week's snowstorm, she got lost from her tribe and she's been wandering the desert. And now she has found us and she can finally settle in to our stinky little tribe. A little judgmental, okay. But she's comfortable, she has found our tents, and she is calling our new lot home. And it's good because it seems like the locals, everyone really likes her. Unfortunately, she will probably have to get used to our bathroom norms, as we still have the problem of free peeing everywhere. Now, we don't have any systematic plumbing skills yet, so our Sims are just peeing everywhere, hence why they're really stinky and really sad. But that is something that hopefully we can start looking into a solution to. They are now on generation 2, which means that with the birth of the 3rd generation, we can start looking at unlocking some new features for them to explore. Because as you may or may not know, I am not following the Decades Challenge. I've created my own challenge. So essentially with the birth of every new generation, we can actually start unlocking new features. And ta-da, she is actually officially pregnant. So that means that with the birth of this first child, we can start looking at unlocking new features later on in the game. She's now telling Pebbles, and he seems to be taking it pretty well. He's excited to hear that she's pregnant, but he actually hates her. I kind of imagine this conversation going, her kind of telling him like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, I'm pregnant, you might be the father, and him being like, bish, you slept with my brother, he might also be the father, and her trying to say, hey, it's cool, we'll find out in good time, and he's taking it really poorly. But you know who's not taking things poorly? Our resident ladies man over here, Bam Bam. So I like to imagine that Bam Bam has taken our new Sim Opal down to the water because he knows she's not from around here. He's showing her the ropes, he's showing her the mushrooms, he's showing her the food, and the river, and the Nile, and he's kind of maybe rizzing a little bit. They definitely seem to be getting along. They're getting along better than him and Satil did at first. So interesting. As you may or may not remember, last week I gave him the unlock trait of no jealousy, which means he can pretty much woohoo with any Sim he wants, and others technically will not be jealous. So I'm kind of eager to kind of explore that as a game concept. Right now they're just having a nice little lunch and a little dinner, and now everyone is winding down for the evening. So Opal is up. She is fishing the last of her fruit. I like to imagine that she was carrying a small satchel of fruit with her through the desert, and that's how she survived a few days without food. But she is now needing to get down to the river. It is crucial that she starts fishing, otherwise she will starve. And I like to imagine that the nice cave tribe that she's discovered has given her a fishing rod and has set her up with some lures and some bait so she can start fishing pretty soon. Bam Bam has come down to join her. He's probably just going to show her the ropes and just teach her the basics of catching, what is he catching today? Clownfish, catching some tasty clownfish, so good for them. He is so tan, by the way, so all that spending time outside. He is very tan, I'm jealous. I'm wearing fake tan right now. Alright, what's going on? Okay, so these two fight constantly. Like, he is devastated, he's betrayed. They are now, they're enemies now. They're actually enemies. He has declared war with Satil. He took the cheating poorly. He doesn't know if he's the father or not. Could you imagine? Just hear me out. Can you imagine if he is actually the father of this child? What will that mean for their family? Like, because he hates Satil, they're mortal enemies. And if they have a child together, that would be really bad. Because I don't know, and you don't know, we don't know. Who is this child's father? Like, it could be either of them. So this is devastating because he hates her. Oh my God. So much drama. Cave Sims, very dramatic. Oh, he's still just yelling at her. He's furious. as soon as we find out this baby's daddy, it will just relieve so much tension in this house. Will he take accountability if this child is even his? Like, what happens if this child's his? Will he disown it? Will he take accountability? Will he forgive her? So Bam Bam and Opal are back on the lot, and they're having a great conversation. Satil still fighting. Oh my god, they're gossiping about them in the background. They are literally gossiping about them in the background. Iconic, you two. Iconic. Alright, what's going on here? Oh my god, he went right in for that kiss. Yeah, she was not down. She's like, I don't know you, bro. That was very forward, Bam Bam. That was a very forward decision. If you notice, Satil is not jealous. It's because Bam Bam has the no jealousy trait. But I kind of thought maybe something cool to experience with my game is doing polygamy. Because if you look at older civilizations, like really old civilizations, we don't really know the mating rights of people from 60,000 years ago. We don't know if they were polygamous or monogamous. But there's a lot of just things that hint that there was probably a lot of polygamy around during that time. And so I just thought it'd be really cool to see how polygamy plays out in The Sims. I've never done it before. I've never had polygamy or polyamory. Everything's been very monogamous. So I think it'd be really fun. I don't know how many women he will have. As you know, people are just blowing in from tribes all over. But Satil's very cool. Like, Satil's a cool lady. She just doesn't get jealous. She's like really chill. All right, how their flirting go? Their flirting is going pretty well. Oh, they seem to really they actually like each other more than him and Satil did. Like, him and Satil took forever to actually like, oh, now he's rejecting her. Harsh. Like, he's taking the rejecting the kiss to heart. All right, what is she doing? Oh, she is, and again, Opal's not jealous either. If they can make polygamy work, I think that'll be very sweet. Again, I've never experienced this mod before, this gameplay. You can, if you win enough lifetime award points, you can actually purchase the no jealousy trait. And so I just want to see how this goes. And in fact, it even played out pretty well because when he cheated on his brother's girlfriend, he didn't get mad at his brother. So the family stayed together. Bros before hoes, as one would say. All right, can I kiss her? Like, it'd just be really great if we could speed up this process because, as some of you may and may not know, babies are very important on this channel. Oh, hooray! Oh, how romantic. Alright, so she has caught her first fishes today, which is good. And now she's getting her little fish diet on, lots of omega-3s, lots of essential fatty acids. Now, I kind of want to see if I can get them to woohoo and try for a baby. If I can get them to try for a baby, I think that would be really good. I think the more babies I can have, the better. Oh, she rejected him, and I think it's because he smells. I think it's because he's a very smelly sim. She was like, oh no, not your BO. Caveman. Bam Bam, take a shower. As you also know, there's no showers. Oh! And now she's giving birth. This is gonna be the start of Generation 3. Oh my gosh, she's giving birth. I love it when they give birth. All right, and this is baby Drogar. I can't say I came up with that name. I may have gone to a caveman name simulator and got this one, so maybe not the most. I tried to give them more unique names, like I was naming them after rocks for a while and Flintstones characters, but oh, he's a grumpy, artistic little guy. Now this is actually where tragedy struck in our game. Actual tragedy struck. If you'll watch here, what is that? That is, it glitched. I believe one of my mods corrupting all the infants and toddlers is pretty sad. I did everything I could. I looked up ways to fix it. I tried uninstalling a lot of the mods I downloaded. I did everything I could to try to save this baby and turn it back into a normal looking baby. So if you have suggestions in the comments on how to fix it, that'd be great. But in the end, I just had to age him up to a toddler. And then he turned into this monstrosity. Could you imagine you've given birth to this horrifying monstrosity? It gave me nightmares initially. I was like, what Cthulhian monster have I birthed? But I just had to change his outfit. And so now we have a cute, happy little toddler. And I kind of was thinking for this one, maybe that's an evolutionary thing, that maybe these Sims just evolved to give birth to more fully formed toddlers. And maybe as I try to figure out how to fix the game, they start giving birth to infants again. Maybe part of it is just that they don't. Now, something to cut away to is she just peed on this baby. If you've been here before, you know that pissing on babies has been an ongoing problem. They put the babies down because they need to pee, and then they just pee all over the baby. We can finally say it's time for toilets. Now, how I want to run this game, because I'm not following a decades challenge, I'm not following any challenge, I'm creating my own challenge, and I think one day I'd like to post all the rules and the ideas I had for it. But I thought, with the birth of every new generation, 1 or 2 skills gets unlocked, and I thought for this one, a really cool skill to unlock would be plumbing. If you look back historically, there's been lots of different solutions to plumbing. Rome had really advanced plumbing, but we're not that far. India had a great plumbing system. But if you look at Egypt, I did a lot of research into this, because I was looking up prehistoric toilets, essentially. It's a really weird deep dive to go down. But Egypt actually had like sandbox toilets. So they would have dry toilets. So it's like toilet bowls, and you would do your business, and it would be into sand. And then scoop it out and put it in the river or put it in the compost. And so I don't know what toilets they have. I don't imagine them having super luxury systems. Like, do you imagine that maybe they've dug out trenches that puts all the waste in the river, but then they fish in there and they swim in there? Or do you imagine them having more of a dry toilet situation? Because I'm trying to figure out how advanced I view these people. The dugout toilets is the more advanced and Romanized options. But just right now they have a toilet system. So if you have any thoughts on how our plumbing system should hypothetically work, and you'd like to add a little lore to our world, please comment below. But as you can see, Tar Sim, our first ever sim in creation, our Adam Sim, if you will, the ethos of where everything comes from, has finally lived long enough and old enough to use a toilet, which I think is pretty cool, considering that he has spent the first 80 years of his life peeing his pants to finally get to sit down on a toilet and do his business in peace. So I'm very happy for him. So something I didn't talk about before, this child. You are probably wondering who is the parental father of this child. The whole episode, I've been hinting at it. One of these men is the father, one of these men is the father. Well, congratulations, I will finally tell you, it's Bam Bam, this man right here. He is the paternal birth father of this child, which I think is going to make it a much better childhood upbringing. I think being born into a world where your parents pathologically hate you, or hate each other, not the baby, never the baby, would be bad. So I think it's really cool that this child's being born into a good family with strong family ties, except his uncle hates his mom and possibly hates him. What's this going on? Oh, so Satil has become such a nerd that she can actually take additional traits. So which trait should we give her, team? I think artistic, because we do have the ability to do sculptures, and I think that's something that really speaks to our soul as humans. Like, there's been something in us from the dawn of time that's yearned us to create. If you look at even stone tools, I view that as a really deeply creative aspect of us. And if you look at parts of Africa, like 40,000 years ago, we were creating beads and using, I think it's ochre as a dye, to create clothing, to create face paints, to create wall paints. And so we've always had this desire to really express ourselves, and express ourselves through artistic creative measures. I think it's just such an innate human part. There's this great podcast I listen to called Our Prehistory, and it's all about the history of the human race. And it's about the journey out of Africa at the current, well, that's where I'm up to at the current moment, is our history in Africa and then our journey out of it as a multitude of different races across the world. It's really, really interesting because it shows evolution in every part of the world and how we went from kind of just leaving Africa to a rough Mesopotamian civilization. So it covers all bases, and I think it's really cool because you can see how different cultures adapted to different lifestyles and different lands and different weather and different climates. It's a really, really great podcast. But what I was saying is that it gives you such an appreciation for us as a species, because it kind of also in the earlier episodes touches on Neanderthals. And Neanderthals didn't have that innate desire for art the way we did. So I think it's really cool to kind of give that to Sims. And I want to be able to encourage and incorporate as much art as early as I could into the game. Now, what is going on here? My tangent aside, they're just living. Like, that's the thing, is a lot of their days is just living. I'm so happy he's bonding early with his son. He's very happy. If you look at his moodlets, he's just been giving birth to a boy. He is well rested. What else is going on here? I think they're just sleeping. Oh, a full moon. So I didn't have the full moon for the first probably 2 generations because I didn't really want it, but I kind of like the idea of adding predators to the world, so I don't think I'll have a full moon all the time. But I like the idea, because if you look at our human history, there is so much violence, so many predators, crocodiles, panthers, everything poisonous, that I think having a main predator in the game, something that could actually hurt the Sims and ruin their lives if they get bitten, something that kind of hunts them, I think it does add a lot of realism to the game that we didn't have. Now, what is going on here? I got distracted. Oh, right. So Opal and Bam Bam are wooing, and they are pregnant. They are pregnant. So we are going to be so excited because it looks like we are about ready to bring in baby generation, baby number 2, which will be so fun. And I think, unlike last generation where I had very few children, I think it's time for many children. Now, there's a sim zombie emerging in the lot, and I'm going to leave it on this cliffhanger. I think there is so much fun stuff to explore next week, and I want to thank you so much for joining me in this gameplay. If you really enjoyed it, please follow, like, and subscribe, and come back next week so we can see how the zombies fare with our sweet little cave sims and how they're doing. I'm going to be uploading videos ideally every fortnight, so if you like that, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.